Hey guys, today's video is extremely exciting because I am sharing with you the final form of our outdoor arena. And this has been a really exciting process, and it's been a very long process. We started planning this entire project back in January. It was just completed yesterday, technically, which was, I think, the 22nd of August. It was completed by installing the gates, which I'll show some pictures of. But we got very lucky. Our friend Caleb is just incredible with woodworking and building in general. And he built us some custom gates. And I cannot explain to you guys how excited I am just about the gates because I've been dreaming my entire life, as long as I can remember at least, of having gates like this. I can't believe that I'm actually seeing them in person, and then the fact that they're our gates is just completely blowing me away. And I think he did such an incredible job. It took such a long time for this project to be finished, but the guys who worked on this project with us did such an incredible job, and it was well worth the wait. So in this video, I wanted to share the arena and how it looks now finished, but also the process and some things that came up that were issues and things I didn't even think about going into it. That might be really helpful if anyone who's watching wants to build an arena. And then I'm also going to share my first ever rides on the arena on Rowan and on Ruby. And also, I was able to jump Ruby for the very first time. She's jumped before, but I've never jumped with her. She's still very young. She's about 5 years old, just turned 5 in April. And I was able to finally feel her jump and jump her for the very first time in this arena. So I'm going to show that later as well. Being able to do something like this that I've been dreaming of ever since I was a little girl is absolutely surreal. And I can't believe that it's finally finished and that we have access on our property to a riding arena, because for so long I had never thought it would be possible. The people that we worked with, they worked so hard on this, and even though it took a very long time, they started back in April and then they finished about mid-August, their portion of the project. Some issues that came up was the ground with the excavating. One side versus the other side, there was a 6-foot difference in height. And so what they had to do is completely restructure the ground and then design it in a way that it would drain. So what they ended up doing was cut down into the ground in the front, which was higher, and then leveled it. So there's huge slopes on the front of the arena, and then the back there's a slope down on the other side. So it's level, but around the arena there's big slopes, and at the edge of the arena, at the bottom of the slopes, there's a ditch running along the perimeter, and in the ditch there is drain tiles and then rocks covering the drain tiles so that the water can fall into there and then be carried out to the end of the arena down the last slope into the field. And then the base of the arena is, I don't know what it's called, but it's the powder that's left behind after they crush the limestone. So it's like a stone dust. It's basically like a limestone dust, and that's the base. On top of the base, there's a mixture of 2 different types of sand. One of them is a little bit more clay-based to hold some of the moisture in, and then mixed in to the sand mixture is a really nice fine fabric that's kind of like almost like a carpet. I'll have some pictures up close so you can see it. The surface of the arena has some synthetic fibers in it, but it's a real sand base. It's not a synthetic sand base since it's an outdoor arena. A big issue that we figured out as soon as the arena was done is the issue of getting water to the arena. And now we ran a water line back right by the gate, which is perfect. But what we found out is our water pressure is too low to use any sort of sprinkler, and we can't even imagine putting in any sort of irrigation system. If you are in the process of planning an arena, I would say check your water pressure first. So what we have to do is put in a new well system. because our well was built in the 80s. It's not very deep and it only pumps out, I think, 7 gallons per minute. And so right now we're waiting on the well company because they are scheduled all the way back out into September. But luckily since then we have gotten rain and I've been able to use the arena. And so it's a huge milestone and it's a huge resource to have something like this at our property. And I could not be happier. Now that I've kind of yapped about the arena forever, I'm going to share with you my first couple rides on the arena, and then I'm going to share my very first jump on Ruby.